For a 50-vehicle fleet, driving to a gas station and waiting to fuel up costs over $77,000 in wasted labor annually. Mobile fuel delivery systems eliminate that detour, bringing the fuel directly to the fleet's parking lot. This is a strictly regulated transfer of commercial-grade ASTM D975 diesel, or octane-rated gasoline, dispensed from DOT-compliant tankers according to precise safety codes. Transitioning to this model requires moving away from the retail pump and into a system of audited tanker-to-tank transactions that removes the risk of fuel card fraud. When managed correctly, this logistical shift stops the daily labor leak, allowing fleet drivers to jump in their cabs and begin their delivery routes immediately, rather than starting every single day 30 minutes behind schedule.
This video contains affiliate links. I have a relationship with the brands in this video and earn a referral fee when you shop through the links in the description below. Before we dive into the logistics of trucks and routes, let's talk about your legal shield. You absolutely cannot start a mobile fuel delivery business without a properly structured LLC. Think about it. You are transporting hazardous, flammable materials on public roads. Most people try to start these service-based businesses as a sole proprietor, and that is exactly why they are one accident away from losing their home, their savings, and their entire future. Your business must be a separate legal entity to protect your personal assets from the high-risk nature of fuel handling. That's where Busy comes in. Busy is the absolute best formation service for high-liability industries like this, handling your entire setup for just $0 plus state fees. They manage the heavy lifting, filing your articles of organization, providing your legally required registered agent, and securing your EIN, which you'll need immediately for your DOT numbers and hazmat permits. Establishing this legal separation is non-negotiable if you want to operate safely and scale. I've linked my full in-depth review of Busy in the description so you can see why they are the top choice for new founders. Make sure to use my link down below to get your mobile fuel delivery business registered through Busy today to unlock exclusive discounts and perks.
This chart shows the initial capital for a single truck operation, a front-loaded expenditure between $72,000 and $140,000. The truck accounts for $50,000 to $100,000. $10,000 to $20,000 secures specialized pollution insurance, and $10,000 to $15,000 covers the initial fuel inventory. Beyond the capital, the legal structure must be established by forming an LLC to protect personal assets from environmental claims and registering for a US DOT number through the FMCSA. The operation requires a CDL with hazmat endorsement, weights and measures certification, and local fire marshal approval. Physical requirements are strict. You need an industrially zoned quarter-acre yard to legally park the fleet. Parking a commercial fuel truck in a residential or standard commercial lot is a zoning violation that can lead to an immediate shutdown of the business. These financial and regulatory barriers protect the business once established, as they prevent competitors from easily entering the market without the same level of preparation. While the trucks are the sizable assets, the efficiency of the business depends on the underlying technology stack. The tankers themselves must be outfitted with double-walled tanks, automatic shutoff nozzles, and calibrated meters that have been sealed to meet state trade standards. This mock-up shows the digital routing required to coordinate deliveries. Custom software for these logistics ranges from $84,000 for mid-tier routing apps to over $350,000 for enterprise systems that integrate AI for route optimization. Safety in the field relies on the driver, who typically earns between $55,000 and $75,000 a year. At every stop, they must establish a 10-foot safety perimeter using cones before beginning the transfer. To prevent static discharge, the driver must physically bond the truck to the receiving vehicle. This connection prevents sparks during fuel flow. The pricing for the customer is usually tied to public market data from sources like Opus or the DOE, plus a service fee. Commercial accounts are then billed on net 30 terms. Integrating this level of technological precision with zero-exception safety protocols is what makes the transport of hazardous materials a reliable service for the end user. Profitability in this sector relies on high-volume commercial buyers, such as construction sites or logistics hubs that require more than 1,000 gallons of fuel every month. Selling to these clients usually begins with a free fleet audit, which uses their own data to calculate the exact amount of money they are currently losing to traditional fueling methods. This data shows the twofold benefit of the service. While the business saves the client $77,000 in labor, it also reduces emissions by 525 pounds of CO2 per vehicle annually, helping fleet managers meet their corporate sustainability mandates. For the operator, net margins generally stay between 8 and 12%. These are maintained by replacing the high overhead of a physical gas station with a mobile, data-driven alternative. However, these margins can be wiped out by a single operational flaw, known as the empty mile trap. If a truck is traveling long distances between the depot and scattered, isolated customers without actually dispensing fuel, the return on investment for that vehicle disappears. Maintaining high route density is the factor that determines whether the business can scale or if it will fail under its own operating costs. By 2026, mobile fuel delivery has matured into a digital-first logistics operation. The strict regulatory requirements and the complexities of hazmat liability act as a protective moat for the business. This compliance framework prevents underprepared startups from entering the market and competing for your established enterprise contracts. This heat map shows the recommended growth strategy. Dominate a single, dense market or corporate campus before attempting to expand geographically. Successful operators use AI-driven dispatching to predict client needs, ensuring that trucks are always moving toward a profitable drop rather than an empty mile. When software accurately anticipates the needs of the fleet, the physical delivery of fuel becomes an automated, reliable result of a well-optimized system.